All right, good afternoon. We are live. This is Vince. I'm Vince Davis, and this is CPS Office Hours, where you call in, ask a question, and I'll answer it for you. Just like when you were in high school and college, when the instructor or the professor had office hours. Today we have Desiree, and Desiree is from the state of
Arizona.
Arizona. Well, welcome, Desiree. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are
Good.
you?
Good. Since you're from another state, I'm going to give this warning. I'm going to answer the question as if you were in California. I'm not
Yes, sir.
licensed to practice in the state of Arizona. I could with special permission, but since I'm not on your case, I don't have that permission to give you legal advice.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your question?
How do I win my appeal?
Okay. Is it an appeal from a 6 month review hearing or is it an appeal from the jurisdictional and dispositional hearing?
It's an appeal for the termination of my rights.
Oh, for the termination of parental rights. So that's something totally different. In California, once you have what's called a 366.26 hearing and it terminates your parental rights, you probably call it something else in Arizona, you have the right to appeal. And you must file your notice of appeal within a certain amount of time. The best way to win that type of appeal is hopefully you filed some type of petition to reinstate your family reunification services. In California, we call it a 388 petition, and you appeal both the termination of your rights and the denial of the 388 petition. If you didn't do that in Arizona, for whatever reason, it's okay. But what I would do is I would go ahead and talk to a lawyer who's going to do your appeal, and they're going to have to go over the court's transcript and the court reporter's transcript and figure out if and what are the appellate issues. The appellate issues on every case can be different. And in your case, they could range from was notice proper? Was there an abuse of discretion by the judge with respect to finding whether you had a substantial relationship or whether the child had a substantial relationship with you? That type of thing. I think it was around the late 80s, early 90s, they changed in California the type of hearing there is to terminate your parental rights. Now it's much easier, but before 1990 or whenever they changed the statute, it was difficult. They had to file a separate action to terminate your rights after they had taken away your children. So those are the things that you're going to have to do to win your appeal. It's difficult to say because I'm not familiar with your case and I haven't reviewed the appellate record on appeal, right? So
Right.
when you say how do you do it, I guess the best way to do it is to make sure you have a very experienced appellate lawyer in CPS appeals as your attorney to do your appeal, so that they may catch all the issues. I spoke earlier in office hours earlier this week. A lot of times people hire attorneys thinking they are experienced in CPS cases, and experience. There's a range. You know, are you a 1 out of 100? Are you a 99 out of 100? Where is that attorney on the experience level? You don't know, but if I tell you, hey, Desiree, I've done 5 CPS cases or I've done 50 CPS cases, technically that makes me experienced. But are you in reality experienced enough to handle the complexity of that particular case? And in a lot of cases, the answer is no. You know, um, so you got to be careful. You got to be careful on who you get. In California, on appeals from the termination of your parental rights, you are entitled, if you can't afford it, to a court-appointed appellate attorney. I don't know if that's the same in Arizona. I would be surprised if it wasn't. But you don't get to pick your attorney, but you get assigned an appellate attorney. Now, appellate attorneys, court-appointed appellate attorneys, are just like any other attorney. There are some really good ones, there are some really bad ones, and there's just a lot in the middle. You don't know if they have the real expertise. And if you are fighting something like the termination of your parental rights, you probably want to make sure that you have the best that you can get. And that might be through interviewing and hiring your own attorney.
Yeah.
Desiree, did I get to answer your question or did I leave something out?
No, you answered my question.
Okay. So we still have a few more minutes in our office hours. Any other questions you wanted to ask me?
Well, I did get an attorney, and I have to do a pro se brief, and it's due March 5th because he
You
said there was nothing appealable.
Okay. So that must have been a court appointed attorney.
Hmm.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So you answered my question.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know your case, but there's that old thing, in America, unfortunately, you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
Yeah. They
Exactly.
have that same thing in California. Court appointed attorney will find, no viable issues. And then, you write your own brief if you
Mhm.
can. I don't know how you're going to do that. You probably
Oh,
want a lawyer, probably don't know
yeah.
anything about law. You don't even know the issues on what you should be appealing. So how are
Right.
you going to write a pro se brief?
Exactly.
You might as well
It's
just, throw it out the window.
yeah, and that's what they're trying to do. They're just giving me rope to hang myself.
Right, right, right. Since you do have a court-appointed attorney, um, I don't know what the rules are in Arizona, but in California, you could go ahead and say, "Well, I'm not happy with that person's advice or conclusions about my case, and I want to hire my own attorney." And
Yeah.
in California, you could still do that. So that's
Yeah.
might be something that you want to consider
That's what
because
I'm.
for you, this is it. This is the last stand. You
Yeah.
gotta win that appeal,
I know.
or your rights will be forever terminated.
I know. Okay. I
All
just
right?
thank you so much.
Hey, Desiree, thank you for calling in from Arizona. I certainly appreciate it. And if you have any other questions or think of anything else, you see my telephone number listed under my nose, 888-888-6582. Just give me a call and we can talk some more. Okay?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Desiree. And if you're watching and you want to call in and be part of our office hours, I want you to email Grace at vincentwdavis.com, and she'll arrange for you to come on our 12:30 or our 5 o'clock show every day, 7 days a week. All right? Or you can just call Grace at 888-888-6582, ask for Grace, and Grace will give you a call back. All right. Have a good day, everyone. A good, happy Saturday. Bye-bye.